Siblings born 2 years apart discover they are actually twins. Growing up, Sarah Sargent, 18, said she had absolutely no idea that her older sister Will, 20, was her twin brother until 2 years ago when her parents officially told her. The siblings were conceived through IVF on the same day at the same time from the same batch of embryos, but instead of being implanted at the same time, Sarah was kept in the freezer for another 18 months. Sarah from Hobart, Tasmania shared her incredible story on TikTok, where it quickly went viral and has since garnered over 9 million views. Growing up, 18-year-old Sarah Sargent from Tasmania had absolutely no idea her older sister Will, 20, was her twin brother until 2 years ago when her parents officially told her. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. Sarah Sargent left and her twin brother Will Sargent as children. Siblings were conceived through IVF on the same day at the same time from the same batch of embryos. University student Sarah, who was photographed with twin brother Will, shared her incredible story on TikTok, where it quickly went viral and has since garnered over 9 million views.
I had a lot of questions like this on my TikTok before about how my brother and I are IVF twins, so I thought I would do a part 2 to explain that.
The university student said, "My parents' children were using IVF. The mother produced a lot of eggs with each IVF cycle. The clinic attempted to fertilize all the eggs and had a very high success rate.
So as my parents explained it to me, I was the 4th most viable embryo, and apparently the chances of me actually working were quite low, but I did work and my brother was the 1st most viable."
Embryos are screened and the strongest 2 are used first. One of the embryos was completely destroyed, and that's when my brother was born. Other embryos are frozen, so they're available for implantation in the future.
We were formed in the same womb. They just took me out and put me in an IVF freezer for 2 years, not as a formed baby, as a little embryo, and then put me back in after 2 years and had me.
I was one of these embryos, and I was defrosted and implanted in January 2001, about 12 months after my twin brother Will was born. Sarah's glad that her parents told her the news while waiting for her and her brother to mature so they can understand it better. Sarah found out when she asked her father if she was adopted, and he assured her they were more closely related than ever. Neither Sarah nor Will had any idea they were biological twins until 2 years ago when their parents broke the news. It wasn't until Sarah posted the story on her TikTok and it's been viewed over 9 million times that she realized how cool it really is. I was born 21 months later in October 2002. We're twins because we were made in the same womb, but they took me out and put me in the IVF freezer as embryos for 2 years. If our embryos were fertilized naturally, my brother and I would be non-identical twins born at the same time. Neither Sarah nor Will had any idea they were biological twins until 2 years ago when their parents reported the news. While Sarah knew that her parents had IVF to conceive, she didn't know they were biologically twins. The teenager said she was shocked and couldn't believe that she and her elder brother were actually twins. She said, "While I knew my parents had IVF to conceive, I had no idea we were biologically twins. My father was taking me to school and I kept saying I was convinced I was adopted because I thought I looked and acted differently from everyone else in my family, especially my brothers."
And my parents didn't tell me any of this until I was 16, and now I'm almost 19, and here was my reaction.
You were just frozen for a couple of years. You were just frozen for a couple of years.
When her father explained they were twins, she assumed her father was joking and said it would be impossible as she's 2 years younger. Sarah said her parents didn't tell the twins early because they wanted to wait until they were old enough to understand. Naturally, I assumed he was joking and said it would be impossible because I'm 2 years younger. Then he told me the whole story. I was very skeptical about us being twins. When my dad explained that I've been in a freezer for 2 years, I really couldn't believe it. That was the craziest part of the whole story for me. The reason they didn't tell us early is because they wanted to wait until we were old enough to understand. Sarah said her parents made the right decision not to tell her they were twins until they were older because it was complicated to understand. I get it completely because it's a complicated thing to turn your head around, and some maturity definitely helped me with that. Sarah's story quickly went viral after she shared a video explaining the situation on TikTok. Her video has since garnered over 9 million views on the app. She continued, "Till a few months ago, I had a hard time accepting it properly and I'm still surprised by it." Sarah said that despite finding out the news 2 years ago, it was only a few months ago that she actually understood and accepted it. It wasn't until I posted a story on my TikTok and had over 9 million views I realized how cool it really is. I never thought the TikTok would go viral the way it did. The news hasn't changed my brother and my relationship at all. We've always been good friends. If anything, it's made us closer. I think there's something about having twins that's really special. How does IVF work? The menstrual cycle is first suppressed with medication before other medications are used to stimulate the ovaries to produce more eggs than normal. An ultrasound scan is done to check the development of the eggs, and medicine is used to help them mature. Before the egg is fertilized with sperm, the eggs are collected by a needle inserted through the vagina into the ovary. Finally, the fertilized embryo is transferred to the womb to grow and develop. The average success rate of a single IVF cycle is 32.3% for those under 35, falling to 5% for women 43 and 44, and just 1.9% for women 45 and older. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.